registration, driver's license. What we're going to do is just a level 1 inspection. We'll start with the walk-around portion of the inspection. Get you to turn your key to the on position, turn on all your lights. All right, back to low beam. Left turn. Four-way flash. Good. Check your windshield wiper. All right, get you to blow that city horn. That's good. Go ahead and press and hold your brake.
What we look for whenever we stop a commercial motor vehicle is anything safety related that could cause future problems, future accidents, and keep them from happening. Since somewhere around 2004, 2005, worldwide or nationwide, MDOT and all other states have been working with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration to reduce the number of wrecks and fatalities concerning commercial motor vehicles. Since then, our statistics and our work has shown that stopping these trucks and looking at the drivers and finding different things, whether it be beer, drugs, brakes out of adjustment, things like that, there has been a drastic decline in the amount of fatalities and wrecks with commercial vehicles. One of the things whenever we stop a driver or a truck, if we stop a truck and check them for safety related items, one of the things we look for whenever we stop them is the equipment, the tires, the brakes, the lights. One of the things we see, if we see a dirty truck, that lets us know that he hadn't been checked in a while. He's been on the road for a while. And a lot of times we'll stop the truck and just check him out, check the truck out and make sure everything's okay. First thing we look at is the driver and the paperwork. When we encounter the driver, we ask the driver if we can get his license, registration, bill of lading on the load. If you're hauling hazardous material, make sure that registration and that hazmat registration and your hazmat bills are marked and readily accessible whenever we stop you. Make sure all of your placards are on your truck whenever we stop you, at all times. That way you're ready. Make sure your logbook's up to date. Not after you get on the road, but before you leave on a trip. Before you go on a trip, make sure you inspect the truck yourself for a pre-trip inspection. We also, that needs to be in your logbook and marked. Whenever we go around the truck, if you'll look over here, you got one of the trucks. When we start at the front. After we get all the paperwork from the driver and make sure all of them's up to date, we'll start at the front and we'll work our way around. We look at the lights, headlights. We check the tires, we check the lug nuts, make sure the tires have enough groove on them, enough tread groove. We check the lug nuts and everything to make sure there's not any cracks around them, make sure they're not loose. You've got your air hoses, your fuel tank, make sure your gas cap's not off of it. We come back here, we check for the fifth wheel, make sure it's locked, make sure all your nuts and everything are connected and in place. When we get on back behind the truck, we check for the lights on the truck. Even though it is hooked to a trailer, they still need to be operational. We look for the frame, we look under the frame of the trailer, make sure all of the framework is still in good shape. Work our way all the way back, we check for reflection tape, all of your lights and ID lights. Then you got your hoses under the trailer. Right here, you see your hoses hanging down. A lot of times they'll be hanging down too far or they'll be spliced. Again, you've got your wheels in the back. Your adjustable axles need to have locks in them and pins. There's two on each side. And check for air leaks, and we're listening for air leaks the whole time. Then we check on the very back, we check your lights. Also, we check in the bumper, we check in the doors, to make sure the doors don't have any damage to them and the hinges. And we do the same thing all the way around the truck. Once we do that, once we get all the way around the truck, if we're going underneath the truck to do a level 1 inspection, we'll go underneath the truck and check for air hoses that may be leaking, valves. We check for brakes to be out of adjustment. On a regular C30 brake, you've got a 2-inch limit on the truck and the trailer. Most of the time on the steering axle of the truck, you'll have 1.5 inches on the front, or 1 3/4 inches. Make sure you don't have any leaks in your brake chambers. And always when you're doing an inspection on a pre-trip or post-trip, make sure you listen for air, make sure you check all these things. If there's anything that we want to do, and that's to prevent accidents upon the highway. Y'all be safe out there.